Good morning, Chelsea.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm wonderful.
So can just in a few words tell me what Transformed has meant to you and what it's done for you this week?
I think the biggest thing Transformed has done for me is showed me really how to break down those stories that I've been telling myself about my past and the present and everything else. So in Empowered, we touched on that, but I don't think I really grasped it until I got to Transformed.
Cool.
Okay.
If somebody from Empowered was to ask you, why do you think I should go to Transformed? Or, what can you say to them that would tell them that they need to get to the next class?
Yeah, so Empowered to me was wonderful, but Transformed just blew the doors off of everything that we touched on in Empowered. Like I said, the stories thing, we touched on that in Empowered, but I don't think I truly grasped it until I got to Transformed and was able to really dig deep inside and break down those walls.
Thank you. Hey Danny, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, Darcy. How are you?
Good. Just tell me what Transformed has done for you this week, or what it's meant for you to be here.
It's meant everything to be here. For me, I wanted to grow in leadership development and teamwork, and this really gave me doses of opportunities to explore myself, my emotions, and how I interact with others so that I could be a better leader and a better team player.
Awesome. If you were to give advice to somebody from Empower that came up to you and said, should I go to Transformed, what's your advice to them?
Book your ticket today, get the money paid, get on a payment plan, and go. It has been an unbelievable experience. We are already getting signed up for Complete. We just want to grow as leaders, my wife and I, Paige, and I just encourage you, get out there and you get to it as fast as possible.
All right. Good morning.
Good morning.
So what has Transformed done for you, or what can you say about Transformed in this week that you've experienced here?
Really kind of a discovery of who I wanted to be all along, and how I was falling short in that, and empowering myself to really become the person that I always actually wanted to be, and breaking down everything that got in my way to be able to achieve that, and getting the confidence to actually do that.
Cool. Okay. If somebody from an Empowered class came to you and said, Aaron, why do you think I should go to Transformed? What would be your advice?
It's a challenge and it's scary, but one of the coolest things that we do here as a team is to overcome those fears. And that only when you really overcome the fear is when you discover who you are and who you want to be. And from there, you get the blank slate to create the person that you actually really, really want to be. And it's scary. And some of the things we do here, yesterday we did something I never in my life thought I could do. I thought I was scared of it my whole life, and it turns out I really wasn't. I was scared of something else, and you get to discover that, and that's pretty priceless.
Cool. So Jesse, can you just in a few words explain what Transformed has done for you and what this week has meant to you?
Oh man, Transformed has transformed my life. It has allowed an opportunity for me to really come to grips with some of the things that I was holding on to, the stories, and really be able to let that go and be the new man that I know I've always wanted to be.
Cool. If somebody from an Empowered class came up to you and said, hey Jess, this Transform thing, why should I go to it? What would you say to them?
I would ask them what Empowered did for them. I would ask them if they've seen any evidence in their life of how that has really helped them, and I would connect that to how much more Transformed can really just further them along in their growth, their personal development, and what it can really do for their life, just even more than what Empowered has done. And just the process, and how it's a process from one step to the next, and how Empowered in doing that alone is great, but it's not finished. And I myself am looking forward to doing Complete.
Cool. All right. Good morning.
Good morning.
So can you just in a brief moment explain what this week has meant to you and what Transform has done for you?
Oh gosh, this has taken me to a next level, indeed. Transformed took everything that I learned in Empowered and just blew it up in my life. And I know that Empowered made me aware, but Transformed has made me different.
So if somebody from an Empowered class came up and asked you, Transformed, why should I go to it? What would you give them as advice?
It's not a question of would I, it's will I. I intend to connect with a lot of people that did Empowered. Essentially just realizing it's only one part of a 3-part series. Would you like to have a piece of bread or would you like to have a sandwich is the real question. So it's bringing everything together, and the farther along we get is just more clear and more powerful. So this is the meat.
Good morning.
Good morning, Darcy.
So tell me, what has this week meant to you and what has Transformed done for you?
This week has ultimately probably saved my life. I have struggled off and on with just a lot of stories that have held me back in my life and in my relationships, and Transform finally helped me be able to get closure on some of those in a huge way. That's changed my life, saved my life.
Awesome. Yeah. Okay. If somebody from an Empowered class came to you and said, I'm thinking about Transform, but I'm not really sure, what would your advice to them be?
My advice would be to get on it. Empowered definitely was foundational in me being able to take some steps forward, but as far as really transitioning through those stories that I have been telling myself for almost my whole life, Transformed is what made it happen. Like, I'm going to go back a completely different person than I was coming here. And so if you want movement in your life, in your relationships, in work, it applies to everything foundationally and will take you to the next level.